Now, next slide is our general layout or the simple gas turbine power plant. A gas turbine plant may be defined as one in which principal prime mover is of the turbine type and working medium is a permanent gas. Now, this gas turbine power plant consists of a compressor, then combustor, then turbine, and auxiliary equipment such as starting device, lubrication pump, fuel system, fuel injector, or we can call it as a nozzle, oil system, duct system, and etc. etc. And maybe a modified plant, we require a modified plant to improve the thermal efficiency or to improve the efficiency of our gas turbine plant. And for that we require intercooler, generator, or reheater, or sometimes we require both of these three in a single plant to improve the efficiency. Now we are going for working of this simple gas turbine plant. The working fluid is compressed in our compressor. Generally, compressor is a rotary type and multi-stage type. Heat energy is added to that compressed fluid. After compression, that fluid means that compressed air is transferred to the combustor. Heat energy is added to that compressed fluid in the chamber. We call it as a combustion chamber or combustor. This high energy fluid at high temperature and high pressure expand in the turbine unit, thereby generating power at the output shaft. The part of the power generated is consumed in a driving the generating compressor and accessories, and the rest is utilized to generate electricity. The majority part of power generated in the turbine is used to run the compressor, and small amount of parts is used to generate the electricity. We can call it as a two-third of energy is used to run that compressor. Okay, the gas turbine work on open cycle, semi-closed cycle, or closed cycle. There are types of gas turbine according to that cycle. We are having open cycle, closed cycle, or semi-closed cycle. In order to improve the efficiency, compression and expansion of working fluid is carried out in multi-stage. Okay, why we are going for multi-stage? We already discussed on that topic for that component slide, compressor and turbine. When we are going to achieve the higher work output with a single stage compressor, that time maximum stresses induced on the blade of that turbine or on the blade of that compressor. When we are going for multi-stage compressor, the stresses induced are less, but we are getting due to multi-stage more amount of compressed air at the exit. That's why to improve the efficiency, we are going for multi-stage compressor and expansion of working fluid. Now, our next slide is energy cycle. Now, same thing that we are discussed in our working of simple gas turbine. The maximum amount of power is used to run the compressor and small amount of power is used to generate the electricity. We are discussing in that energy cycle. Okay. Uh, in energy cycle, the air brings in minute amount of energy. Second point, important point, compressor adds considerable amount of energy. The fuel carries major input to cycle. Next, sum of fuel and compressed air, energy leaves combustor to enter the turbine. The turbine small part of entering energy goes to useful output, larger part leaves to exhaust. Larger part leaves to exhaust. That is important statement in our energy cycle. In turbine, smallest part of entering energy goes to useful useful output, and largest part leaves in the exhaust. That useful output means to generate the electricity. Smallest part is used to generate the electricity, and largest part leaves in exhaust. Now we going for further. What is this exhaust? The shaft energy to drive compressor is about twice as much as the useful shaft output. Actually, the shaft energy keeps circulating in the cycle as long as turbine runs. The important comparison in the size of output with the fuel input. All we know that the maximum amount of energy is used to run the compressor. But again, when compressor is going to running in condition, that time it compress air. That compress air transfer to combustion chamber. In combustion chamber, mixing and combustion of fuel occurs. That time, high pressure, high temperature, yeah, combustion products going to turbine, and turbine again producing work, and in turbine large part of energy is used to again run the compressor, and small part is used to generate the electricity. Means as long as your turbine going in running condition, okay, the cycle goes on to run the compressor. Okay,